All right, guys. One possession games here have kind of become the norm. At JMU, you knew I was going crazy. So tonight's victor is 80-78 over JMU. We got Kate Gibbs, 2 game-winning free throws at the end, 17 points, 5 of 5 from the line. And we've got Jalen Spear, 9 of 13 from the field, 27 points, 7 of 7 from three-point range. Questions for the guys?
Walk us through the free throws. Just what's in your mind in that moment when you got to go up to knock them down the window?
Yeah, for sure. So in high school, I actually had like a similar situation for the sectional, and I actually missed like the front end of a 1-and-1, and they hit a half court to beat us. It was my last high school game. So ever since then, I've been like, I practice free throws all the time, and I'm like, I cannot let that happen again. So honestly, my thought was like, this isn't even like the most intense free throws I've had. Like, it's like I do this every day, and like I've missed bigger ones before. So I was like, just lock in. We put the work in, and to God be the glory.
Jalen, you got Sabrina's shoes on. Like her ability to shoot the three kind of came through the shoes, and you might just talk about your performance.
Yeah, man. Just trusting my work, just like Kay said. I've been having a couple games where I've a little bit lost confidence, you know what I'm saying, throughout the season. Little trials and tribulations, but I just trusted my work, my teammates. They've, you know, especially this guy. This guy is a big supporter of his teammates. He everybody just rallied around me, and come out have nights like this. You know what I'm saying? We're hard to beat.
It's a game where once you get a rhythm, once you let it go, it's gonna. Your threes, your free throws after your free throw. I see something like I'm not missing that.
Yeah.
Or he says something that's
Yeah.
I'm missing these guys. Is that once you get into that rhythm, that's a great flow to how this team plays, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's how we play. That's how we like to get into our offense. You know, once we start to make good plays down the stretch, we just keep on rolling, and we feed off each other's energy. That's what Five and me and the rest of the guys did tonight.
Yeah, and it's funny that you say that because I was actually talking to him on the way up here. 7 for 7 from 3 is crazy, but I told him, like, after the first 3, I was like, every time he let it go, I was like, I knew that was good. Like, the coaches were like, crash, crash. I'm like, I know what's going in. Like, I don't know. Once he gets hot, you can start to expect that.
Can you talk a little bit about how you guys had to compensate for Noah Beta for most of the second half? And, I mean, he's your eraser back there at the basket. Guys, it seemed like you guys kind of came together, fought through it.
Yeah, for sure. Not having him is tough, for sure. Yeah, like you said, he's a great rim protector, and he's honestly kind of an outlet when we get beat at the rim. But we just we gave up a lot of easy buckets without him down there, but luckily we made enough plays to win. But yeah, I definitely think we started to adjust. The coaches talked about switching everything, and I think that was key. They still got a couple key buckets at the end, but once we started switching, I think that helped because it helped us not let them get all the way to the rim.
They were playing real physical much of the game, and I think at one point you kind of amped it. You got to amp what they were doing and match with their intensity. That's when I think you had that big run that they had 52-47, and is that obviously intent is like guys they're not pushing us around anymore, or they're not gonna let them get away with that stuff.
Yeah, I mean the coaching staff, they do a great job of just emphasizing that like we're not gonna come out and get hit first, and we got to keep on hitting once we hit first. So as these guys, these Sun Belt teams come in, we know they're physical. So we're just gonna keep on punching them first and keep on hitting. You know what I'm saying, until we get the W at the end.
Okay, for you, you know, it might go a little bit unseen with everything that happened with his threes and stuff like that, but they tie the game, 7 seconds to go. Zane doesn't hesitate, gets the ball out, makes about a 60-foot pass to you to put you in a situation to get fouled. Just talk about, I know that you all have been talking about finish. There was no panic in that situation. You all went after it and attacked it.
Yeah, for sure. The last couple games, I feel like we kind of like lose track of how much time we have left. Like we've jacked up a couple shots at the end of games where it's like we had more time than we thought. So I knew we had 7 seconds. I ran to the corners like they always talk about, and Zane made a great pass, and I knew I had some time to go up. First one got blocked, but I just stayed with it, and then luckily got a foul call. So, yes, sir.
Best three-point night for you guys, 54% in the season. Just how much do you feed off of each other when obviously you're shooting as well as you are? How does it help you guys out?
I got you. I mean, just again, like just trusting our work. We shoot so much. We have shooting groups. We got guys that come in and get extra work. So it's just a matter of just trusting our work and having confidence that things are gonna fall down.
Yeah. Jay, What's it like when Cade, it feels like there's a different energy level when Cade comes into the game. How do you all describe that on the court, and how does that really help you in a game like this tonight?
Cade brings a different energy in life. So, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of a thing that we're used to, you know what I'm saying. When he comes in, he gonna make an impact, you know what I'm saying. We're gonna have fun when he out there. We're gonna talk loud when he's out there because he's setting the tone for the most part. So he's our energy guy. He's a big time player for us.
You know, I mentioned to you two on the way up here, it seemed like you all were locked in as far as you knew exactly where each other was going to be on the court. Once you got hot, there were a couple skip passes that got to you, or when things broke down, you all were able to find each other. Having that chemistry, and is that something you all have had to build over the last, 3-4 months as you've gotten to play together?
Definitely, definitely. A lot of the times we chilling together on the road, you know what I'm saying. A lot of the times, you know what I'm saying, here we're just having good conversations, you know what I'm saying. So just building that chemistry off the floor, it really helps us when it come on the floor.
Their leading scorer, I know their guards were a focus for you guys. You held their leading scorer scoreless until about 7 minutes left in the game. How good was it to be able to limit some of the production that they're able to get, especially off the bench?
Yeah, for sure. That was like a point of emphasis with the scout. Obviously, their leading scorer is that Lindsey kid that comes off the bench, and we know he can shoot it from anywhere and has unlimited range. So it was a point of emphasis, like, don't let him get shots off, like, contain him. So it was really just a great scout from Coach Klein and us just putting what he said into action. So, yes, sir, it was a point of emphasis for sure.
Anything further for the guys? All right. Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We'll open with a statement from you, and then we will move forward with questions.
Fun game to be a part of, fun game to watch and coach. You know, I'm really proud of our guys. They really stepped up to the challenge tonight. You know, we had talked about James Madison being the defending champion, even though they only have one guy back from last year's team. But Brown, he had a big tournament, so he was a guy that we focused on, as well as the other two guards. So again, great team win. The crowd was into it. I thought they got the loudest that they've been all year, which is really helpful to our guys. So I'm proud of them. Proud of not just Cade, but I'm proud of the whole group. They really stepped up tonight.
Questions?
The last play, they tied up, you go, instead of going in, drilling down the court, you go long passes, and he's down there open, and he
Yeah.
takes it to the hole. I mean, you just,
Yeah,
it was open, you found him?
yeah, it was open. We had called horns play. We were getting it, you know, the two screens right there out top in the slot area. But the Zane made a heads-up play and found Cade. Cade was standing down in the corner wide open, so he made a heads-up play. I told those guys, we'll run horns when it slows down, but if we get a break, let's play. So heady play by Zane, and then, you know, really big free throws at the end of the game by Cade, stepping up and making both of them.
Say about this team's confidence. Spear shot so well, wasn't afraid. None of the guys were afraid. And even after that first free throw, Cade's like, I'm not missing that. So
Yeah.
You gotta love to see that kind of confidence in a nail biter like this.
Yeah, we don't really talk about missing when they shoot, right? Last game, I think we were 3 for 16. We didn't mention that once. I know the masses may have mentioned it, but as a coaching staff and in our locker room, we didn't mention it. You know, we'll say, hey, fellas, we need to make shots, but that's kind of known, right? But we didn't harp on it. So we want these guys. I've been saying it all year. If you get an open shot, take it. If that's in your wheelhouse and that's what you do, take the shot. We like Jalen said, we shoot all the time. We have shooting groups 3 or 4 times a week. Those guys get up a lot of shots. We shoot in practice. They come in after. So, again, if it's in your wheelhouse, take the shot.
Ability to close this one out. I mean, you guys led for over 28 minutes, so being able to hold on there, just talk about the improvement there.
Well, we didn't want to repeat last week, right? We led Troy. I didn't even know that. We led 37 minutes of the game, and they took the lead with 22 seconds because it was tied. I found that out at my radio show, so we didn't want to repeat of that. No, these guys, again, they stepped up and made plays. It's about players making plays. You know, you can draw up any play you want, you can call any set you want, but at the end of the day, it's about players making plays. And this was a high-level game. They had guys making plays, but we had guys making plays as well. And then we made one more play at the end than them.
How about Jalen? It's 57-57. He gets back-to-back threes, and he goes like for 14 points in a stretch. It's like, give me the ball. I mean, give me the ball.
Again, making plays, players making plays. You know, 7 for 7. I didn't, you know, that's
Improve on that.
yeah, that's a good number, right? 7 for 7, 9 for 13. You know, the 2 threes that Cade made was big, timely threes. And then those guys came down and they were all excited and they answered because they're a really good team. They're well coached. And they answered, but we answered back. So it was a really, really fun game to be a part of.
Ask the guys about this. Showed a lot of toughness to the fact he played most of the second half without Obina and his ability to, protect the rim and race and such.
Yeah, you know, losing him, obviously, how many blocks did Obina have? He had 4 blocks. He had 4 blocks in 18 minutes. So losing him was huge. You know, those guys started getting downhill. They were screening in Nate, and they were kind of walking in for layups. So obviously losing Obina was huge for us. But again, other guys stepped up. Hopefully we'll have O back on Saturday. But super proud of the guys that played. Super proud of our bench. I thought our bench was into it. Proud of our fans. Our fans were into it. It's a collective effort. You know, that's what when I recruit, I brag on our fans. So I know we have to do our part, and that's, you know, put a good product on the floor, but keep showing up, keep supporting these guys because that's really important.
When you look at the physicality of this game and y'all have 8 turnovers, I mean, that, especially given the circumstances and how you all been in late game situations as far as like the confidence could have wavered, to be able to take care of the basketball like that, JMU, you know they're going to overplay. How big was that tonight just to keep you all in sync?
Those guys are, you know what, Grant, to be honest, those guys are way more physical than what we saw on film. I must have watched 7 games, and I didn't know they were going to be that physical. They were physical. They're strong. But I thought we handled it, you know, and halftime in the locker room, I told our guys, kind of joked, but not in a joking manner, but I said, no one fouls more than Kai Spear. Nobody in the country. So Kai is prepared. I mean, Kai is no fear. He's a no fear guy. He'll foul the heck out of Nate and then look at Nate like, what? So I said, listen, first of all, we played Troy, Texas State, all right, 2 physical, tough teams known for that. You go against Kai every day in practice, guard or big. I mean, he'll foul you, and that's what he does. So I said, listen, we're prepared for physical play. I know these guys, the film might not have said how physical they were, but again, proud of our guys. Dezane, Mingo, 4 assists and 1 turnover. You know what's crazy, and I'll let y'all in on a secret. Last night I'm driving home. Well, yesterday at practice, and we seen it a game or 2 ago. You know, Dezane kind of phasing out for 2 or 3 possessions after he get held accountable, right? So he did it in practice yesterday, and something in me, probably the man upstairs, you know, he's working through me. So I called Dezane on my way home last night. I never call him, really. I text him. So I called him, and I said, listen, man, in order for us to be who we need to be, you can't shut down for 4 or 5 plays. You can't do that. So I went in, I bought some salt. I was buying salt. I was salting and I lost him. So he texted me back, Coach, I think it went to your car. I said, oh, I had my car running. So I come back out, I call him back. Said, Dezane, you understand what I'm saying, right? So we can't have you phasing out 4 or 5 plays, and that's enough to get us beat, right? And he got jumped at halftime pretty hard. Jumped pretty hard because we thought as a staff, and I thought as a head coach, that the last play defensively was lackadaisical. And we told him Brown is a big shot Bob. All right, remember Robert Ory? He's that guy. All right, we told him that, and we didn't like his alertness, right? His intensity on the ball. So he got jumped pretty hard, but he responded. So I'm super proud of him. I'm glad he told me to make that call last night because 4 assists, 1 turnover. He didn't shoot the ball great, but he played all 40 minutes, and we needed him.
What does he do down the stretch? I mean, he gets the one and goes to the line, makes it, then he makes another to tie it, and then, I mean, even at the last second, he's intercepting the inbounds pass from JMU deep to try to get in there. It's amazing, right?
Again, he's growing. You know what I mean? We can only pour into these guys. You know, they have to be able to accept it. I said, Dezane, if you don't take coaching, all right, if you don't take coaching, you can only get 50% better. And he said, yeah, it makes sense. I said, because if you got your mind made up already, you're not going to get the full effect of it. Right? If you don't take accountability, you're not going to get the full effect of it. So, again, I'm super proud of him. I know he was 4 for 15, but I'm super proud of the way he responded to that call.
We talked to him Wednesday, and he brought up how he was wanting to do better on that assisted turnovers. And that 1 turnover, no points off of it, and it comes late in the game. For the longest time, he had 4 and none. Just his growth as a playmaker for you. Have you seen that out of him as well?
Yeah, for sure. You know, again, man, he played in the leagues in Canada, so it's probably like a Division II league compared to the Sun Belt, right? But he came here and he's adjusting. All right, he's still a work in progress, as we all are. But he's adjusting again. Super proud of him. Super proud of all these guys. I just highlighted him because he played 40 minutes, and we talked last night. Just him accepting coaching, and not that he don't accept it, but the facial expressions, and then the pouting a little bit. You know what I mean? He accepts coaching. He's a great young man, but super proud of the way he responded tonight because he could have shut down at halftime. It was pretty hard.
He reminded us that when you were a player, you led the conference in assists, and how that's kind of helped him grow in terms of your coaching with him. This is another game that you guys finished with double-digit assists. Care if I ask you just how your way that you approach the game as a player is translated to the way?
Yeah, I'm again. First I explained to him that I'm hard on the point guards. Why? Because I was a point guard. So I'm hard on point guards, on our point guards. I hold them accountable. He and Ryan Nutter both, Jalen sometimes, but I want those guys to, again, just trying to get the best out of them. I want them to see the floor. You know, Dzane obviously can score. He's used to scoring. But I also don't want to take that from him, but I also want him to see the floor. And as a point guard, I told him 2 weeks ago, do you watch football, Dzane? He's from Canada. Oh, no, not really. No, not really. I said, I'm talking about football, like Tom Brady type football. And I said, so what are you compared to a football field in relation to it? He said, the quarterback. I said, well, think about, you have to be X, Y, Z. And, again, super proud of him, super proud of all these guys. Nate, Dawson. I mean, all these guys showed big-time toughness tonight. So it was a great team win.
Anything further for Coach? Let's do it again in
Good.
41 hours.
Yes, sir.
All right.